Hello! It's another Monday night with the number one. I'm kind of bored of doing Transformers at the moment because I'm working out which is the next one I want to do, and none of them are really striking me at the moment, and there's not really anything I want to buy now until I can get a Jetfire from somewhere, because until I get that, unless it's Ravage, I've got to go get Ravage, but it's payday in a couple of days, so I'm holding fire until I'm desensitizing myself away from the Transformers universe at the moment because I don't really want to go and spend any more money. So I thought I'd talk about some of the other toys that adorn my little hovel that I live in. And I think my favourite one that lives on top of my monitor normally is my Battlestar Galactica Cylon. Now, I love, or rather, I loved Battlestar Galactica. Don't forget that being the 35-year-old sod that I am, Battlestar was in the height of its popularity in the late 70s, early 80s. I mean, the series went on, I think it was till sort of 82, 83. I'm by no means an expert, but I mean, they went on, they found Earth, Apollo and Starbuck found motorbikes that turned into aeroplanes, and let's face it, they were probably Transformers before Transformers were Transformers. But recently, my brother, who is a Games Workshop nerd, got into doing some stuff, and he showed me on the internet, look, they've got this, and I bloody had to have one, and once I had to have one, I had to have all three. So, Cylon. He's got his red eye on the front. Let's go in a bit closer. He's got his red eye on the front, and as you can see, if I change the light so it's really shining, this guy is a shiny motherfucker. Look at the chrome on there. You don't get detail like that on Transformers anymore. Free dust, look. Bling bling. Show you his back. And Cylon sounded a little bit, when in the good old days, before they all shut up and turned into the new Battlestar Galactica, they sounded like this.
By your command.
Or a little like this.
Attention. His Eminence, the Imperious Leader, will be with us shortly.
Which is fantastic, because that oscillated voice that sounded a bit like the old Daleks, you can't beat it. So you got the normal chest plate, arm goes up and down, the shoulder pad falls off, which I've got to fix, because I think it was like that since the day I got it, but I don't really worry about it too much, because he just sits on my desk. Neck spins round and round. You've got the chest plates on the front. Let me take his gun out. His gun's properly dry brushed and everything. Look, it's like when you see people do Transformers that they've sort of customized themselves and dry brushed to make them look a bit more realistic. That's what this is like. You've got the proper leg armour that goes down there. He's got his proper skirt on the back with his nice big sword. Sword doesn't come off. The sword's, you know, stuck in place. You've got a sticker on the back there with the little lights to show he goes do hickeys. His nice sort of 70s style boots with the chrome feet. I just love him. Look at him. Even his gloves, because I used to use old Cooper ice hockey gloves. Being an ice hockey player, I know that because I'm a geek. And they actually really good replicas, look, of his old Cooper ice hockey glove hands, even with the lines down the centre, because they had them stitched in when they were sold. And it's like ducting for the elbows and all that sort of stuff. So I love these bloody things, and I think it's just an absolute disgrace that they changed them when they went on to the new Battlestar Galactica. But the new Battlestar Galactica is amazing, if not a little depressing the further through you get. Towards the end of the series, it is quite sort of hang yourself and hide the rope. The other thing that I've got is Cylon Cruiser. Now I'm going to take the light away a little because I think it's flooding things. There we go. Look at the detail I'm going to bring in quite close. Look at that bad boy. Well detailed, all dry brushed. Really, really, really nice. Now, unfortunately, I snapped it. Look, I snapped that. That's how it's supposed to be. And that's how this one is. And I know I'm a bad toy collector, but when you've moved house as many times as I am, there are the occasional casualty. And inside, if you open up the cockpit... Oh, let me even take them out. You got Cylon. Look, little tiny Cylons. Can we get in close? Is he going to see that? Little tiny Cylon. By your command. Oh, fantastic. And they sit in the cockpit. And then to go with that, I got the Mark I Viper. Now this is a bad boy. I think before Transformers existed, and I used to sit and just draw my little heart out just all the time, this is what I drew. All I drew was Enterprises and Vipers. In fact, I drew Enterprises with Vipers, which was somewhat crossover, but let me take the base off. It was a little bit on the crossover tip, but oh no, I don't think the base wants to come off. We'll leave it there. Yeah, so God, I was mildly obsessed with these things because look at it. Even now to this day, to current standards, this is an extraordinarily good spaceship. And in the front, and he doesn't come out, but you've got. Oh, he does come out. You've got a little pilot. Put my hand against that. Little tiny pilot. He can be Apollo or Starbuck, whatever you want. And they changed Starbuck into being a girl in the new one, but she does play quite a good character, and you certainly wouldn't mess with her because she busts your balls. Oh, I love this thing. Yeah, so if I get in close, look at the detail on there. Detail. Now, these were from Forbidden Planet. They're about £12 each. I've had them for, I've had them for a while. I mean, I was living at Mum and Dad's. I had to go back there like a loser for a little while. So I must have been late 20s when I got this. So it must have been 7 or 8 years ago. But look. And if you look in the back, you've got proper paint on the turbines. And it's all dry brushed and aged and weathered. And, God, it's good. So that is a look. That is a look at my little Battlestar Galactica fetish. Another quick look at the Cylon. This guy sits everywhere with me. In fact, let me readjust the camera, get it a bit higher. I used to have this guy sit on my desk at work. I liked him so much. And then stupidly, because of the age of some of the people that used to come in at work, rather than go, "Why the hell have you got toys on your desk, Dave?" Because nowadays I've got Transformers and no one really gets it. But God, to have this guy, everyone was like, "Wow, I remember them." So he is the absolute epitome of cool. Now, I can't remember where they came from, but if you go on the Forbidden Planet website, they've got details all about them. They're all about £12 each, which is only the price of a deluxe, really, in it. But it was pre my fetish for Transformers. So this is SMS number 1. Loving his Battlestar Galactica. Now, if you do get into the new series of Battlestar Galactica, really just be patient, because the first one's amazing. Then when you get through the first series, it's kind of good, but a little drawn out. Series 2 is just brilliant. I mean, we're talking just big, epic space battles with shooty, bang, bang all over the place, and death and destruction. But then after that, it slowly gets a little more, well, depressing is the only word I can think of. It gets quite morbid. But it is just watch the whole thing. If you're into proper sci-fi that isn't just guns and explosions and beepy lights, then it's got super storyline. SMS number 1, again, it's a Monday night review. Catch you lot soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.
By your command.
A very small and a very quick note is that if you're my brother and you watch this, yes, I'm a nerd. Yes, you are a nerd for doing the whole Games Workshop thing, but that makes me a nerd as well, so we're 50-50 on that one. And yes, I know it's your Viper, and to the internet universe, I stole my brother's Viper. If you want it back, then come and get it. But I know you won't, because I love it, and it'll be lonely without the other two. Okay? Fuck off.